Welcome to our bow making tutorial. I'm Janet LaRusso from JRL Interiors. I've had so many requests for a tutorial on how to make bows. I love beautiful bows. I collect ribbon like other people collect stamps. But I wanted to share with you a little bit about how to make these. It's not hard, and there's no reason that you should be buying anemic, unfortunate bows at the drugstore when you can make these for very little effort and money. So I have chosen 3 different ribbons, and the first thing you want to do when you make a bow is select a variety of ribbons. I like to use these wired ones because they're very easy to manipulate when you get done. But you want to choose 3 different patterns, so I like to choose usually a pattern, a solid-ish thing, and a sheer, because that makes a very pretty finished product. But you can put together any 3 that appeal to you. They don't even have to all be the same width. Sometimes if I'm doing a smaller bow, I will mix in a skinnier one. If you're doing a larger scale bow, you want wider ribbon. So this is a good size bow for if you're putting multiple bows on a Christmas tree, or you need a bow for a wreath, or a bow for a large package. So lots of uses for that. So that's kind of a medium-sized bow, so I'll show you how to do that one today. So we take our 3 ribbons. I like to put them in a box that they kind of fit in nicely, because then you can pull them out together easily without wrestling with them too much. And you want to stack them up one on top of the other, and then pull them all out together. So you end up with your 3 ribbons here. This is going to be the tails on your bow, so if you want long tails, you want to pull these out. Sometimes you want one particular ribbon to be longer than the others, so maybe you pull out a little bit extra of that tail. And then you stack them together. Now the secret to this is to twist them. So you hold them together and kind of bunch them a little bit and twist them to start. And that'll make it really easy to pull them apart and make all of the loops come out in the right place where you want them at the end. And then you want your bow loop for this size to be about that big. That's about 6 inches. 12 altogether of your ribbon. If you make them, you can make them a little bit bigger than that to make a bigger bow, but once you get beyond, say, that big, they start to get really floppy unless you're using much wider ribbon. So the bigger your loops, the wider your ribbon. For this particular size bow, this is a really good ribbon width. If you're doing a smaller bow, you can use narrower ribbon really easily. So then you're going to bring your loop together like that, bunch it up again, and twist it. So we're doing one loop this direction, and the second loop the other direction. So you want to get it the same size, of course. And go in this direction, bunch it together, twist it, and so on. I like to do 6 loops for a bow this size. And twist it even on the last loop. Just it makes these much easier to manipulate. Pull out however much you want on your tails. Cut. You can cut a couple of different ways. I'll show you the other option afterwards, but I usually just cut it at an angle, because then it's already at an angle for the next time you use the ribbon. You're not wasting any extra ribbon. Now, in order to hold this thing together, which is really important, you have a couple of choices. You can use florist wire, which you can get at floral supply places. It's a really skinny, bendy wire that falls easily. So you can use that around the middle. But the important thing is to get it nice and tight. So you want to twist it around, and that gives you a wire to attach to a wreath or a garland or something. The other thing that you can do instead of florist wire is to just use a piece of ribbon. I like to use the thinnest, squishiest ribbon. Some of the stiffer ones are harder to tie on, but if you have a sheer one in the mix, that's usually a good choice to do to tie around the middle. So you want to tie it around, hold it in place, tie it with a knot. This is where you take out your aggressions and pull it really tight. And then it's all about how you arrange these now. And this, again, you do it really, you can't hurt the bow, so pull them hard out. And then you can arrange them, and you want to not end up with ones right next to each other that are alike, so you can pull them out in different places. Now see, I've got two that are alike there, so I probably want to do that in the other direction. Push it down and pull that one up. This one, I think I need a plaid near the top now, so I'll pull that in that direction. And do that with all 6 loops to separate all the layers. And you can go back and arrange them if you don't like where they ended up. Move them around a bit. That's why you make them tight and twist in the middle, so that you have the flexibility to move them around a bit at the end. See, there we go. So there's our bow. Pull them, you can poke them in a little bit like that. Pretty effect. Once you put them on your package or tree, you want to be sure to go back and arrange your loops to make sure they're just how you want them. And that's it. So fast, easy, and gorgeous.